Hey, it's Kimberlee and welcome back to my channel. I make videos on all things lifestyle on a budget, and I'm really excited to test out making a soup with the Ninja Speedi. It's soup time. It's chili time. Growing up, one of my absolute favorite dishes that my family made, I think it was my dad mostly, but I feel like I don't want to leave my mom out because maybe she made this too, was a chicken noodle soup. But the soup always had like a full piece of chicken in it, or like a chicken leg or whatever. It had like the pasta noodles and some veggies, and it truly like is a warm and fuzzy moment in my heart because I just loved that soup so much. If you're new to this channel, you might not know, but I am vegan, so I obviously haven't had that soup in many years. But I recently saw a recipe on Instagram from this account right here. I'll drop it so that I don't take any credit for it. And it was a chicken noodle soup, and I was like, oh my gosh, but where's the soda? It's very straightforward. Like, you can't mess it up, which you know is perfect for me. So I'm gonna be modeling and doing some modifications here and there to make it, but I'm really excited to take y'all on the journey. I am not in a rush. I am taking my time because we know what happened last time. The one thing that I did come across is that I was trying to look for the Daring vegan chicken. That is a brand that's pretty tasty. I couldn't find it in the grocery store, but I randomly came across something called Simulate. I hate that name. I bet that's probably why a lot of people aren't buying it, and that's probably why it was on sale for like $2.29 each or $2.20 something. I don't know, but I was in Fairway and I was like, $2. Everything that people say about like lab grown meats and everything, like that's not something that I'm on the journey for. I'm willing to just kind of try it out. Brand imaging wise, I feel like they should just change their name, but who am I? I went ahead and tested putting it in the Ninja Speedi, and I cooked it up real quick. I'll insert some clips of that, and it was a really great process. So here is the Simulate chicken. It actually has a good amount of protein in it, but it also has some fats. I'm not too worried about either though, but I just wanted to share that. And you're supposed to actually put this in the microwave, but like I said, I'm going to use the air fryer. This is what it looks like up close. It's pretty convincing to me, at least, or at least the grill marks. Okay, so I have my little chicken breasts set up. I'm gonna put them in the air fryer, and I think for safety, I think I'm gonna do 5-minute increments. Because what could happen in 5 minutes? I don't know. For the sake of the saute aspect of the carrots, onions, and celery, maybe I'll start with that setting just to get it like a little bit brown, a little bit sauteed, and then throw everything in and then switch over to the Speedi section. We all know pasta doesn't take long to cook, so I'll probably add that in the last 5 minutes. Let's make the speediest vegan chicken noodle soup with the Ninja Speedi. 5 minutes later, and here's what it looks like out of the air fryer. Pretty convincing. I decided to cube these up and set them aside because obviously it just cooked, so I don't need to cook it anymore just yet. And I'm gonna add this to the end. I did do a taste test, and it's pretty interesting of a consistency. It's very flavorful. I would say it dissolves though fairly quickly, so that's where the consistency is different. But anyway, I'm gonna save it, set it aside. You don't need to focus on my knife skills. I'm spraying the pan, and then I'm gonna get started on the onions. For settings, I am switched to air fryer, and I'm on the saute setting. So it's literally as if you had a frying pan. I'm starting with the onions, then I'm gonna add a little seasoning and add in also the rest of the trifecta, which is carrots and celery. So I just add a variety of things, even the vegan chickenless seasoning from Trader Joe's, which will just give it that chickeny flavor potentially. Adding some smoked paprika in it. I said before I have some extra mushrooms. I'm gonna add that in, some garlic, some parsley, and then I'm gonna go in with this whole container of the veggie broth. It's great that there are cup measurements on the side of the Speedi so that I know exactly what I need to get it to. I gave it a little whirl, and then now I'm switching over to the Speedi section, and I put it for $3.75 on 15 minutes. So I did switch over during this. Okay, so we are steaming and ready to go. I did not add the pasta in right away because the pasta will probably soak up a lot of the water or the broth. So I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna add in some spinach to get those veggies even more so in, and then I'm gonna add the chicken in maybe like the last 2 minutes or so, because as we know before, it's already cooked in, and I have a feeling that the consistency might shred, so I want to prevent that in a way, and hopefully that makes sense. That was super easy. I probably should have timed that. What did we learn from last week's video? Check your food. So I checked it, and now I'm gonna add in the pasta since we're down to 5 minutes. I added 2 cups. I don't know why it looks so sneaky. And then I also eventually added in the spinach and the chicken pieces as well. And yeah, I could not believe how fast this was. I should have been reminded, but here's what it looks like at the end. It looks delicious, and like I said, I had it for 15 minutes total. super, super quick. I have like all this left, so I'll just save that for other things on a salad or with some rice, veggies, etc. To be completely transparent, I'm not even that hungry right now because I already ate before this. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. Are the veggies cooked? Okay, here's a carrot. I'm curious. And the pasta tastes really flavorful. I feel like it soaked up some of the broth, maybe. Even if I didn't add that vegan chicken in, the mushrooms and the pasta make it really hearty with the vegetables that are already added in. We did it. And that was super fast. What I like to do when this is done cooking is that I just like to take it out so that it's separated from the cooker thing, and then I just like to let that sit open. And going a step further, because I want to actually take this to work this week, because like, why not? I'm gonna use this little thermos. I got these years ago, so there's probably something far better out there by now, but this is from the brand Mirror. I got this on Amazon. It's got to be like 5 years, but anyway, I'm gonna put this in here and carry it to work, and it usually stays warm. What you have to do though, it's like a million steps, is you would heat up your food in the morning or whenever you're ready, and then you would activate this, I believe, by putting hot water in here and letting it sit for like maybe 5 minutes. Then you take the water out, you put your food inside, and you go on your merry way. And whenever you have your lunch, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever it is, your food would still be warm. You would not put this in the microwave. I'm like positive that was the one thing that you weren't supposed to do. So I'm gonna try that tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it goes. Let me know down below if there's something that you use to keep your food hot. Do you have to do the same thing still, which is to like warm it up, but then also like activate this with hot water? I wonder by now if there's something that just does it already, but who knows? Let me know. Pretty much here's everything I literally just mentioned, but on the actual day. So I've got the hot water, I filled it up, closed it up to seal it so that it could stay warm. Now I'm just dishing out everything that I want to have because I want to warm it up first, and then I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. I feel like soup is so much better after the first day because everything really does like marinate and soak up all the seasoning, so I'm definitely looking forward to this. After a few minutes, now I'm pouring out the hot water because obviously I need space to put the soup in, and now I'm just gonna load everything up. Something I realized the next day though is that I kept a little bit of the hot water in on the bottom, and then I put the soup inside, and I felt like that actually made it stay a little bit warmer versus what I'm doing now, which is to put all of the food in and then add some extra hot water on top. I'm not sure why it was different, but it just was the second day around. And then I decided to add a couple more pieces of the vegan chicken, and let me tell you, day 2 still so good as well. Like, it's chunkier, and it's the way that it's more solid actually tastes better than when it was fresh outside of the air fryer and it was kind of dissolving. Finally, lunchtime. I could not wait to dive into this soup. It was delicious. I'm still eating it a couple days later. I foresee myself making this over and over and over because I'm a creature of habit, and this was just way too easy. Check out my other Ninja Speedi videos if you're interested in trying it out and you want to see how it works. I absolutely love it because it's so convenient. I think we've seen enough of me eating, so this is going to be the end of the video. Thank y'all so much for watching. Let's have a conversation down below, and I will see you in the next one.